Leon Pereira.
To apply for MediFund, applicants must be Singapore citizens who are subsidized patients and are receiving treatment from a MediFund-approved institution. As long as patients meet these eligibility criteria, the MediFund committees, or the MFCs, have flexibility and discretion over the assessment, approval, and the assistance quantum of MediFund applications. They work with the medical social workers, or the MSWs, to assess applications holistically, taking into account the patient's socioeconomic and health circumstances as well as the bill sizes. MOH provides operational guidelines to MediFund-approved institutions to facilitate their management of MediFund and to provide some consistency for decision-making, although the MFCs retain full discretion over assessment of applications. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Pereira.
Thank the SMS for his answer. Just one supplementary question, which is to confirm the understanding that MOH provides guidelines as to the quantum, the way in which you do the means testing for MediFund, but those guidelines, if I understand it correctly, are not binding on the different MediFund committees, so they have the discretion to deviate from those guidelines depending on their case-by-case assessment. Actually, that's the first SQ. Second SQ is, if that is the case, then what process is in place to sort of ensure that there is a basic degree of consistency? Because otherwise you could get some MediFund committees being more generous than others, depending on the hospital or the healthcare provider. Thank you.
Sir, the member is correct that the MediFund committees actually does have discretion, and MOH provides guidelines regarding means testing criteria, the amount assistance as a benchmark so that they can have it as a reference. And the full discretion is given to these committees to actually deviate from these suggested guidelines. Now, in terms of the outcome, I think that's the fundamental and the most important thing. Despite all the guidelines, are we able to assist most of these people and patients who are in need? In fiscal year 2020, 98.3% of the total number of MediFund and MediFund Silver applications that were received were approved, and 87.6% of the approved applications received the full assistance. So I think the outcome speaks for itself that regardless of the guidelines, most of these applications actually receive the assistance they require, and most of them in full as well. Let me just also add that MediFund assistance also automatically extended to needy patients under MSF social assistance schemes. For example, the ComCare long-term assistance recipients who fulfill the MediFund eligibility criteria without requiring them to go through actually the application process. So those who are actually already on our radar, who are in need, will receive the necessary support without further application. In terms of auditing some of these outcomes and making sure that the spirit of MediFund is actually complied with, the MediFund accounts and administration for each preceding financial year are audited annually, either by AGO, the Auditor General's Office, or an external auditor appointed by MOH in consultation with AGO. So I think there are robust processes in place to make sure that the MediFund committees actually perform their roles well, and the outcomes in terms of the numbers that have been assisted also validate this observation. Thank you, sir.